Well, let's start out. I ordered some Opal here recently from a showing that Jeff had with J&V, and that just came in today. And what I want to do is share this with everyone, let everyone see what came in. And so, as y'all can tell, also try to figure out what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So first, I got some chips for inlay, and I was really happy with the chips. I'm going to try to zoom in just a little. As you can see, they got really good color on them. And Claude was selling these for $5 a tube. And I have some things I want to do inlay on, and I just am going to crush them up. And so anyhow, I picked up 8 of these tubes. And you can see that that's just some beautiful stuff there. So I'm not able to see everybody. I'll try to say hi when I see you come in. Hey, Jeff. I think I said hi, Allison. Sharon, Don, Cheryl. Okay, well, so I ordered some jars. I didn't buy the expensive stuff. I bought some $30 jars, which was far from the expensive stuff. And it had a mix of Opal in it. And so I've gone through, this is not all of it by any means. In fact, it's only about a fourth of it. But I'm going to move this over. And I went through, and not all of it, not every piece had color, but I would say that, I would say that probably, well over 50% of it, maybe even 75% had color. I am in love with this purple, this bluish purple. It looks like a light shining at you. And you can see that some of this is rough. I haven't found any color in this one yet, but man, it's got a beautiful opal pattern in here. And some of this is going to have to be, have the crust ground off of it, and you can see that there's opal inside there, but that's a pretty interesting color right there. Hi, Lori. Yeah, so, not every piece is going to work out for a cab, but I want to stop here for just a second. Look at that color before I do. Is that something or what? So I couldn't stand it. I had to get out and cab some of this up and see what it would turn out like. So here's a piece of this that I cabbed up this evening. And actually, it was really just going to be a practice piece. And there's some color off to this side too. Well, I just put my thumb over it. And yeah, that was supposed to be a practice piece. And then as I started cabbing it, color just kept showing and showing. And so it turned into a really nice piece, I thought. Can't tell if that has color in it. I think it's black. I don't know a lot about opals, so I'm learning here. But you can see I think that flash is showing up there. And you see those fingernails that it looks like I've been peeling oranges? That's what boulder opal does to your fingernails. Hey, Vaughn. So that's got some gorgeous green and then purple in it too. And, you know, I would say I a little bit cherry picked this, but not completely. You know, I wasn't even looking under lights really. So you can see that that's going to have to be ground down a little bit. Hey, Les, going to have to be ground down a little bit to get to the opal. And I'm not going to go piece by piece, but look at the color in that. Can y'all hear it raining? I'm by the stove here, and the vent hood is, you can hear the rain hitting the vent hood. Okay, well here's another little handful of this, and you can just see there's a lot of potential with this. And it was, okay, I saw Cheryl show some, and then Jeff showed some, and man, couldn't hardly wait for this to get here. You seeing that green there? Look at that opal streak going up that way. Yeah, I don't know that you can make jewelry with that. You might can. I just have to play with it and see. And you can see that the husk has to be ground off of that. But look at that blue on black. I mean, that is... Hey, Kelly. How about this here? I love that purple. It just glows in the dark. Here's some more. And yeah, so that's got a color bar going through it, so I can grind down to that. And that piece that I cabbed isn't a doublet or triplet. I mean, I just took the stone and started cabbing it. But there's all different kinds of colors in here. That almost looks like it's got some copper or something in there that's turning that turquoise color. But this stuff just is full of flash. The play of colors is all over. Okay, now there's some of these purple ones that really pop like that. So some of it you can see from the top, some of it's the same, and it's just gonna have to be ground down. Some of it, I'm just gonna have to figure it out. And so, but you can see if that sand doesn't run all the way through, that's gonna be a pretty piece, but it looks like it might. I'll still use what I can out of it. So I'm not able to keep up with the chat because I'm not able to pull this up on my iPad right now. And I'm happy to have one of these going. Look at that piece right there. Look at the color in there, and that is opal. That is color play right there. And some of the opal experts, if you happen to recognize some of this material, I'd be interested to know, if it's Lightning Ridge or if it's Cooper Pedy, or I don't know what the hell are, but be interested in knowing what I have. If you happen to recognize some of this, if I'm not going too fast. Yeah, you can. There it is. That had some green flash on the purple, if I can get it to show up here. Here it is. Okay, it's been cranky there. But yeah, I'm really happy with what I got. How about that? I mean, that's down in the bottom. Look at that purple. I mean, is that gorgeous or what? Once I get a little practice on this stuff, I'll get in there and dive into some of those prettier pieces. But yeah, I'm not sure about that. It's got a bluish color to it. I'm not seeing any color play in there, but okay. I mean, that'll make an awesome cab. And that's baby blue. Okay, thanks, Don. That's a good deal. I got obsidian, and I got some basalt also. Now that thing's just almost clear, but then you can see the purple color play in there. I really like that. Neat stuff. There's another pretty nice one. So when I get done, Cheryl and Les are going to go live, I believe, and do a sale. And Cheryl, if you have that link, if you want to go ahead and drop that in. I mean, look at that color. That's almost not real color. At least for me, I haven't seen that before in opal. I this is just needs the husk taken off of it. That looks like it may have, no, that's opal flash. I thought it was maybe malachite in there, the green color, but I mean, look at, I'm hooked on that. I'm hooked on that purple flash. It's just so intense. That's almost a royal blue. There you go. I see Cheryl shared that. Now that probably is going to have to be done with the rotary tool. But is that Potch somebody? It's blue. And if you know, put that in the comments, if you will. Okay, and check that baby out right there. I mean, that was just dying to be sitting on somebody's finger. I mean, that could be made into a doublet, a triplet, I guess, rather. Looks like somebody already messed with it some. Well, we're almost through that one bottle, and that's all we're going to look at is about a fourth of the mixed opal, kind of white opal. But man, that just, to me, that doesn't get old seeing those colors that vivid. I mean, that's just bright. Okay. And put this back in. And then the last thing we're going to look at is some yawa nuts. And somebody that knows more about that than me can sure explain that in the chat. But they're like boulder opal in nodular form is my understanding on that. Let me move this out of the way. Give me a sec to get a drink. There's a treat, yeah. Excuse me. Okay, let's have a look at the yawa nuts. Now that's going to make a pretty something, probably a pendant. And then some of them have this pattern in it, and somebody can put in there what it is, Colroyd or something. I don't know the name of it. There's a pretty fat piece there. And you can see the colors in there. That's gonna make a nice cab. So I'm gonna have to grind this down to expose it. But I made a couple of cabs out of this Boulder Opal this evening. And here's one of them. I got a dog hair on me. Which is no surprise, I got a dog at my feet. So and here's the other one. This one didn't have much color, but this one does. I'm going to try to pick it up. Let me know if y'all are able to see that color. One thing I did notice is it does undercut. It does undercut, so I see a little bit here, but there's a lot more color in this. See the red by my index finger up here? Okay, then it stopped. Yeah, you can see the red, there it is right there. So yeah, that made a pretty cab. That made a pretty cab. And then there was just quite a bit of this kind of material in there too. I think I just saw red flash on that too. Yeah, right there by the dog hair. So, and you can see the colors in there. That's just gonna make some really pretty stones once it's polished. And there's a little different twist. That one's got some really pretty emerald green in it. And blue. Here's what you see from the other side there. That right there would make a good cab with no color in it, color or not, but you can see that there is some color here in this as well. And this has white. I assume that would be potch, but man, the contrast on it looks good. Kind of looks like a stormtrooper there if you really use your imagination. And then this has those colors in it as well. I mean, the good blues and stuff. That didn't hurt. Thanks, Allison. Every once in a while I can see the chat, but man, since this is my first live, I'm really locked in on watching to make sure that I got the stuff in the frame. Yep, and once you grind it again, that's what your fingernails look like. So if you bought any of this stuff and you don't want your fingernails to look like this, Jerry, you can just send it to me. I'll send you a postage paid label. I guess, isn't Jerry here? I thought I saw him. If not, Brenda's here and she can tell him. I mean, look at the pattern in that. Looks a lot like Biggs right there. And it's just going to make a gorgeous cab. I have no idea how that formed, but that's pretty interesting. I'm trying to get the light out of it. So there's your Opal there. Man, coming up on 30 minutes. Let's move this over and we'll zoom through this a little bit faster. If that all stays together, that's going to be pretty. I mean, look at the pattern in that. That's one of those Opal or no Opal. That is just going to be a fine cab. Some nice green in there. I didn't see too many of those where it had a large piece of white in the Boulder Opal. But anyhow, Jeff, you cut some of these similar to this last night. Look at them close, because I'm seeing Opal in these, and without quite a bit of light, they wasn't showing that until I really got in on it. So you may be sitting on a gold mine. So we'll look at the blue. So I think that's common Opal right there. I'm not seeing any color play in it, and it's not very thick, so it's probably not going to hold, but it's pretty. You can see the colors in this. And we talked about this in the chat last night when Jeff was cutting those Yawa nuts. And when that's wet down, there are some indicators of color. If you can see the green spot, and it has a little pocket there. So I feel like this is a lot of the same. You know, there's just the Boulder Opal is, there's just a lot of good stuff. Look at the colors in that. Not necessarily the Opal colors. And that pattern. How about that one? I think you could probably do something with intarsia in that. So some of this is going to take exposing the Opal. But I'm really happy with what I got. Jeff's going to have a live sale. I think it's on the 7th. Jeff, put that in the chat if you will. And if you've got it already set up, you can put a link into it. and that'll let you reach out and you can get some of this for yourself. The prices are definitely reasonable. Look at that pattern. I like this where it's got the white in it. That stuff's pretty. Look at the pattern, man, that stuff. Well, I'm pretty much down to the end on this. I mean, there's a few more pieces. And I appreciate you guys coming this evening and suffering through my first live stream. We had a few bumps there on the first try, but dadgum, look at that color. Yeah, we had some bumps on that first try, but I've really enjoyed it. It's I hope you have too. Hit the like button if you will, and thank you, Kelly. So it's my daughter's in the chat this evening, and so good to see you, and it was good to see you earlier this afternoon. Okay, well, let's call it a wrap, and then we'll let Les and Cheryl get on there and start taking everybody's money. They got some really nice rocks. Be sure and look over there. And I guess it's Haunted Ridge. Is that right? I know they went to Haunted Ridge recently. Anyhow, thank you guys. And hope you have a great evening. Hope y'all can make it over to see Les and Cheryl.